This is a podcast.
A podcast about anime. I feel like we start every week with, this is a podcast.
Me too. It's because, like, I always try to think of something unique, but in the moment, I'm like, fuck it. What do I have? And what I have is this. This is a podcast.
The protagonist seat.
Yes. It has the two of us on it. Who are we?
I'm Alex. He's Ian.
Am I? Or am I the devil? No, I'm not the devil. I am Ian. Anyway, JoJo was pretty cool this week.
Yeah, JoJo.
We met a new stand, a real creepy stand, like a creepily activated stand.
Yeah, Babyface.
Babyface.
Yeah, so this dude is real creepy and almost like...
He's kind of autistic.
Yeah. I guess he has to make his stand have like a kid or something. He has to find a woman that's compatible. And he has to ask her a bunch of weird questions like, what's your blood type? When's your birthday?
He doesn't even ask her blood type. She slaps him, and then he licks her hand, and he's like, based on the saltiness of your hands, your blood type must be O. That's super compatible, because Bucciarati is an A blood type. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
what?
And I don't know, it's like he's like, he gets the lady pregnant. I don't know.
He's a big weirdo, and his stand makes a lady pregnant so that she can birth his stand out, and then it learns from her because she's a real bad person. So it's like, what is killing?
She's not a real bad person. She's just a bitchy rich girl.
6-1. Down with the bourgeoisie, except Miku. Miku's the good bourgeoisie. But he births his stand in something that's like pretty creepy, and then some stuff happens where he basically teaches this stand everything, and then the stand goes off to fight, and it kidnaps both Trish and Bucciarati because it can tell where Bucciarati is because of the DNA.
And the only person that catches on is Giorno, because the rest are, apparently it takes like 4 people to jumpstart a car.
Yeah, to hotwire one car. And then I guess it's a good thing that it was Giorno, because it turns out that this stand's power and Giorno's power are exact opposites.
Yeah, where this thing destroys life, Giorno's creates it.
Basically, this stand, like, turns people into cubes and then makes those cubes unliving objects. And then his does the opposite.
And he almost makes, like, he makes, like, a new leg for himself, like a new throat and, like, a new eye. And, like, he sticks the squares in, just like a puzzle piece.
Yeah, and I guess that's just fine. I guess we don't have to worry about anything past that. No surgical reconnections there. Just pop it right back in. Plug and play body parts.
And it looks like Giorno's about to fuck up this stand. And something happens. I forget what happens at the end. I forget. It's like it leaves off on to be continued as always.
I think it's just like Giorno being like, I got the upper hand now, and I'm going to beat the shit out of you because I learned new dumb bullshit about my stand.
Yeah. It was okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. This guy's stand was way too overly complicated.
Yeah.
This guy is a stupid complicated stand to the point where I'm like, how?
It really is. It's kind of hard to follow, and this will be a fight.
Yeah, just kill him next week.
I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen, because, like, the fight is basically over at this point.
Yeah.
Giorno separated part of his arm and then turned it into a piranha, and then
put it inside the guy somehow, or the stand somehow.
And I forget how he does that.
It just shows the arm pop off, and then he's like, wait, where's your arm? And I'm like,
I cut your arm off, Giorno, you salty bitch. And then Giorno was like, did you really cut my arm off? Goody.
Probably Giorno's the least interesting member of the crew, so that's probably why this was just like, it's okay.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool to watch him fight.
Let's get some higher energy going on, though, with the Rising of the Shield Hero.
Yeah, we need that high energy because Rising of Shield Hero is dope.
Yeah, fuck you, Motoyasu.
Yeah, dude, he got his freaking comeuppance.
Yeah, so turns
kind
out,
of.
yeah, so you had the spear hero and the shield hero in this episode duel each other.
Because they are at a fancy party. And
Yeah, because everyone's like celebrating the wave being defeated, and of course, the princess bitch, because she's a bitch. Yeah, turns out she's the princess. So, because she's a bitch, she basically starts shit by telling Motoyasu, the spear hero, hey, that guy, the shield hero, he has a slave, and he's keeping her against her will. And him being the dumb, easily manipulated guy that he is like, I have to free that girl.
I need to show my honor to everyone else in this room and free that girl of her slavery curse. And she's like, but no, it's actually fine. And he's like, you're a slave. You're brainwashed.
And he takes off his glove and tosses it on the ground.
Yeah.
And he's like, Narufumi, I'm going to fight you. I challenge you to a duel. And he's like, I don't want to. And then he's about to walk away, and the king's like, I order you to accept him.
And all my guards will force you to at spear and sword point, and also will kidnap your party member to force you to do that. And he's like, why can't you people just leave me alone?
And so then he has to accept, and they go into the duel, and he's actually fucking up the spear hero.
Yeah, he messes him up super hard. It's great.
Because turns out the spear can do damage.
It can.
Oh, no, the shield.
The shield can, because he uses a lot of, like, projectile shit. Because he has his...
Oh, so there's one point where he just basically hits him with the shield.
Yeah, because he does the thing that you should always do when you're fighting someone with such a reach weapon. Get in close and punch him. Just real hard.
And he then, he still has all the balloons on him, and he just starts chucking the balloons at the spear hero.
I actually thought that was kind of hilarious.
And he's like, I can't attack, so this is basically my way of winning.
And he actually locks him into like
a little shield prison thing,
yeah,
like a bubble
with all the balloons, and it makes him look real bad. And it's so good.
As he's winning, the princess bitch shoots him with some wind magic to knock him over from behind.
Wind!
And then because of that, Motoyasu gets a moment where he can actually get in on him, and he basically hits him with his lightning spear thing and defeats him.
Yeah. And
he's pretty pissed.
Yeah, he is not happy about that. He goes into freaking, I'm gonna freak out curse mode.
And he basically says, like, hey, your partner intervened. She cheated. And he's like, what? No way. You're just being a sore loser. And I'm like, you saw him standing perfectly fine in front of you and then just immediately go flying like 20 feet. You think that just happened? Because he wasn't in the prison. He was like on the like ground in front of him, like kneeling, looking at him.
Yeah.
And he just, boom, went flying.
I guess he's just stupid.
He really is stupid.
He is dumbest boy.
And then they free Raphtalia, and they think, he's like, okay, you're free now. And she immediately slaps him.
Yeah, she's like, what the fuck is your problem? I was fine. I told you I was fine.
And he can't process this.
No, he is... I've never seen a man look so clueless at someone else. Because he's like, no, but I free you of your curse in the brainwashing, though, right? And she's like, I wasn't brainwashed, you big idiot.
Oh, and then Narufumi even says to Ulcry, he's like, you guys saw her cheat, right? And no one speaks up, and the king's like, clearly that's a lie. My daughter would never cheat. And then he's like, oh, now I see.
Oh, yeah. They had it against me for the start. Okay, yeah. I get it. Wait, why? What? Fuck you people.
And then he's just kind of there all pissed off. He's on the ground, basically. Kind of
breaks down.
He breaks down, and then Raphtalia goes over and hugs him and basically says that she'll still stay with him, even though she's like not like contracted as a slave.
Yeah.
And then the other two heroes come down, and together they have formed a single brain cell that they are working hard on using. And they say, "Hey, Motoyasu, you actually lost." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, she actually did cheat using wind magic."
I liked how emo dude was like, yeah, I'm
just going to call him Kirito.
Yeah, Kirito was like, yeah, someone's wind magic which it's hard to tell because it's hard to tell with wind magic, but someone used wind magic and helped you win the fight. And he's like, no way. I'm too stupid to realize that.
And then after, like, everyone walks, he's like, I didn't do anything wrong. I helped a girl. I didn't do anything wrong.
This man is shockingly stupid for the oldest person out of the bunch.
Yeah, I think he's the most adult out of all of them.
And he is just clueless.
Yeah, he's awful.
But I was happy to see that Boboy and Kirito stepped forward and were like, yeah, she fucked that up. She stepped in and that was cheating.
Even then, at the end, when he's just like, no, see, like, he's got a brainwashed her, and they see them hugging, he's like, do you really think so after looking at them like that?
Yeah. Look at those people. Look at him crying in her arms. I don't think she's brainwashed.
And then I think the two of them are starting to get like, hey, maybe these people got it out for this guy.
Yeah. Their one brain cell it might multiply.
Yeah.
They've got like 1.5 maybe.
I don't think they could share with it. There's not enough to give to Motoyasu. I think he has negative brain cells. So.
Yeah, he has a deficit they need to fill in. And then Naofumi, I guess, it falls asleep in the arena after going like crazy curse mode for a little bit.
Yep, he falls asleep there, and then they wake up, and she makes him a sandwich, and he eats it, and he can finally taste.
And he also recognizes that, hey, she's not the little girl that I thought she was.
Yeah, she's a full-grown woman now.
And then she literally explains to him what we said in the last episode.
Beast people, their age is tied to level, I guess.
When beast people as children
or
level...
demi-humans, I think.
Yeah,
because beast people are different.
They're like fuller beast. But demi-humans, when they level up as children, their bodies level up to match their level. And that's where that is. We know that there is like a cursed aspect to the shield, because when he starts going all crazy like, fuck, these people can just go fucking die. His shield releases like some crazy black smoke, and he starts to actually hallucinate.
Yeah.
And then she hugs him, and the power of love brings him back from the brink.
It was a good episode, and we got to see at least shield or spear guy get kind of fucked.
I would say objectively the worst out of everyone got fucked up, so I'm pretty okay with that.
He looks like a moron in front of everybody now.
Good, because he is. People who are not morons, though, we got...
The Promised Neverland.
Smartest kids.
Ray got out-fucking-played.
Ray got outplayed this episode. It's super good.
So, in this episode, they're trying to determine who the traitor is. It's between, they think, between two people. Dawn and Gilda, they decide to tell. Because
Glasses Girl
and the...
Brown Boy.
And they wonder if it's the two of them, but they also want their help because they're the two next oldest. And they kind of tell them about what's going on, but they don't tell them that they're being eaten by demons. They tell them they're being it's human trafficking.
It's a human trafficking operation.
And they don't tell them that Connie is dead. They're just like, because Don's like, do you think she's still alive out there? And he's like,
I don't know.
And Ray's even like, hey, that's kind of fucked up just to, like, leave him hanging like that and not tell him the truth. And he's like, well, I think this would be the easiest way to get them to help us.
Yeah, I'll worry about that later.
And then at night, you see Gilda wakes up, and she goes...
First, Norman is like, I have set a trap for our traitors. I have told...
Yeah, he told Gilda that he put it up in, like, the attic or something. I don't know, it's like some crawl space. And then he told Dawn he put the rope under his bed.
Yep, because he figures the one spot that it's missing... that will determine the traitor.
And then Gilda at night wakes up, and you see her go down the hallway, and you see a note slide under Isabella's door.
This scene was masterfully shot.
There were so many good shots in this episode. There's not really like a place to mention it, but there's a lot of long, like, first-person, like, walking down the hallway shots, which are really well done.
3D environments,
yeah.
Which it was really good at building the tension for these scenes, because it's very slow and methodically paced.
But yeah, Gilda goes, and it shows the note slip under Isabella's door, and you think, oh, so it's her. But then you see she's actually at Sister Crone's door.
And she goes to Sister Crone and is basically
yeah.
like, nothing is wrong.
And Emma is actually eavesdropping on this.
Because of course she is, because she's a smart kid.
Because it turns out Sister Crone wanted to try to make Gilda her spy.
Turns out it doesn't work.
And then Emma and her hug because she's happy to find out that Gilda's not the enemy. And then the next day, Norman and Ray are sort of going through the ropes to see if either of them were the spy. And Norman sees that the one he told Gilda about is fine, and then the one he told Dawn about is missing. And so Ray goes, well, I guess that settles it. Dawn's the spy. And he's like, yeah, that settles it. You're the spy, Ray.
And Ray's like, Nani?
Because then you realize you never saw Norman tell the two of them. He only told Ray.
He did only tell Ray. And I believe this scene is after they talk and they're like, hey, Gilda's actually not this, like, they all meet up. Yeah, because Emma
told them, yeah.
So man, what a clever boy.
And I don't think anything bad's gonna come of this, because Norman even had a talk with Emma where he's like, hey, if we figured out who the spy was, would you still want to take them with us? And she's like, of course.
Yeah.
She's like, something bad might happen to them if we leave them here.
Yeah, even if their safety was assured, if we escape, then they're probably dead. And Norman's like, oh, shit.
And I think, I'm going to be honest, I think Ray's a double agent. Because Ray has always seemed to know shit this entire time.
Yeah.
I feel like Ray's actually been kind of guiding them towards it. Like, I feel like the reason they figured out is because Ray tried to, like, push them in that direction.
Yeah, I think Ray left Little Bunny there where they would find it on purpose. Because the man is a tactician.
Because I feel like he knows, but he wants them to figure it. He wanted them to figure out it because he wants to,
And he's the one who all along has been like, that shit ain't safe.
Norman is smart, though. Because you think about this entire episode, he's been pushing, like, he kind of almost purposefully threw Ray off his game, where he said, like, oh, yeah, we're going to do it in 10 days instead of 2 months. And Ray immediately was like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, also, he's like, he set he told him about the trap he set, which was actually a trap for Ray.
It's so good. They also decide that they're going to do tag in teams now, because in order to make up for the weaker members, they're going to pair them with stronger members and work in, like, big old teams and play tag. And it's, man, these kids are so smart. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of them.
So proud of these kids. They're getting good scores on their tests.
They're getting the best scores. I'm so proud.
But yeah, I guarantee next week's episode we'll find out Ray had good reasons.
Yeah. The show's so good. The show's so good. Kind of like the next show on the list.
Love is war. Love is war. Love is war.
Man, I love the intro to this show. It's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Honestly, that's probably going to be the OP of the season.
I agree.
I don't see anything as, like, a strong contender that's going to, like, outdo that one.
This week, since I basically behind the scenes spoiler alert, I watched all the episodes today because I was busy last night. But
we know the spoilers.
I skipped all of the intros to the shows except for this one. This is the only one out of all of them that I was like, yeah, I'll watch this one all the way through.
Yeah. I do like the domestic girlfriend one, though. I feel like that's a banger. It's a real banger.
It slaps.
It slaps.
I do like the Promise Neverland one as well.
Yeah, that one.
I like the
on fire.
Yeah, on fire.
Fire.
That
song is literally fire.
That song is fire. It is a slapping banger. But anyway, we just talked about that show. Let's talk about Kaguya-sama, which had, like...
That's a weird way to say it. Kaguya.
Let's talk about Kaguya-sama.
Yeah, in this episode, the first bit is that they're trying on cat ears.
The whole episode itself is like...
Yeah, the main theme is they're planning for the French students to come, guys. I guess they have a sister school in Paris.
It's basically a master arc filled with smaller mini arcs.
Yeah. So, at first, apparently, according to Secretary... is her name Chica?
I
Chicha, Fujizama.
It's like Fujikawa.
Anyway,
I'm pretty sure her last name is Fujikawa.
Fujikawa, yeah.
But-
Keep talking while I Google it.
All right, she is like, hey, France is the second strongest cosplay country behind Japan.
Chica. Yeah, Chica's like, it's the second strongest cosplay country behind Japan, which I was like, really?
Yeah, that was one that also had me like,
I want to know where that statistic comes from.
Show me your sources, Chica. Show me your sources.
But yeah, apparently, so they're trying on cat ears, and Kaguya puts some on, and Shirogane, it just is immediately like, in his mind, cute!
He is he actually screams it in his mind whenever they cut back to him and he's looking at her. He's like, cute!
And he's like contorted his face into just this scowl just to try to hide his enthusiasm for it.
I need to make sure she doesn't know how much I like those cat ears on her. And he looks like he's about to explode and go ballistic.
And he gets a pair put on him, and then Kaguya immediately is like, cute!
She has the same reaction.
And to like try to hide it, she bites through her own tongue.
Yeah.
But she still can't like hide a smirk, so she has this like sort of crazed grin on her face.
Both of these people look insane.
And
Chica is like, all right, I want to take a picture of you, Shirogane. And he's like, no! And then she'll have leverage on me.
And she's like, hey, Kaguya, you get in the picture too. And he's like, wait a second. If Shinomiya gets in the picture, then at least he's like, let's see. Do I pick tactics or cute? All right, I'll get in the picture.
We'll do it together.
And they're both trying not to like show how infatuated they are with each other with the cat ears, so they look just insane staring at each other, and they're just glaring these just crazed faces,
and they're super close,
and Chica's just like, can you guys please like try to smile normally? And they're like, no. And she's like, that's it, I'm gonna take these away if you guys are gonna fight.
And then the spell is broken, but it seems like they almost kiss for a second. It does that romantic comedy thing where the two people's faces are real close, and it's like, oh, is it gonna happen? But it's not gonna happen.
And then they split off and go to the other side of the room, and then
lightning fast.
Yeah, and I guess it was Chica's loss that day.
Yeah, Chica lost. No cosplay.
Yeah.
Cat ears are now banned thanks to Chica.
And then the next one, they have to decide who's going to do the shopping for the French students.
So they play
the banned word game.
Yeah, banned word game.
Basically, they each write down a word, pass it to the person to their right, and they can't know the word that they have, and they just can't say it.
And basically, if you say the word that you've gotten, then you lose. And it is a battle of mind games.
And Shirogane wants to win.
He wants to win so that he can go shopping.
No, he wants to lose. He wants because the winner doesn't have to go. So he wants him and Kaguya to lose. So he has to give
his ideal stack is like, all right, Kaguya loses first, then I lose second. So I'm not in third place as long as I'm in second place.
So his plan is to give Chica a word that she'll never say, and I think it's check it out in this.
Yeah.
I read the manga recently, and it was dog in that like DAWG, like something dog, and he thinks like, all right, this is something she'll never say, and immediately she starts like talking in like, she starts like rapping and speaking jive. Like,
She's
like, I can't lose if I say like, if I don't talk like my usual self, yo.
And naturally, he is mortified because he's like, oh my god,
she might actually say it.
I never thought this would work.
And he realizes Shinomiya is love, and he's like, how am I going to get her to say that? So he immediately brings up to Chica, he's like, hey, what's something that you hate? And she's like, I hate people who can't read the mood or something like that.
I hate when people alienate me by leaving me out of things, and no one ever tells me about their love interests, and I feel left out because they can't tell the mood. And it's like super dour and depressing.
And then Kaguya's like, she's like, you don't hate me? And she's like, I don't hate you. In fact, I love you. And then she's like, ding, 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 you lose.
Just an instant switch. turns out Chica is the master of this game, which
And-
she proposed, by the way.
Yeah. And then he kind of realizes, hey, there's probably a lot of truth to her words. We're kind of always excluding her from stuff. So he's like, you know what? Screw trying to lose on purpose. I'm going to actually try to win.
And then
he tells her, like, Chica, I'm about to get serious right now. And apparently his word was serious.
His word was serious.
And he instantly loses.
I feel like that little rant, I feel like Chica knows. I feel like she knows. And I think that's a little sprinkled in thing like, hey, she's got some ideas about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he loses after deciding he's going to try to win.
And then, so they're going to go on the thing together. And then the next one is like the night before where she ends up, Kaguya's stressing about texting him because she doesn't want to send the first text.
Of course, because that's like saying you want to be with that person when you send that first text.
And her maid's trying to help her out, and she's like, why don't you just call him?
Her maid is amazing.
And she's like, yep, I already dialed it here, because it's not technically a text, so you can call him. And she's like, oh, and she freaks out, and she like then takes the phone. She's like, hello? She's like, and then the phone picks up, yep, how can I help you? She's like, who is this? Is this Shirogane? And he's just like, yeah, this is Shirogane. And she's like, no, I mean, Mikia. And he's like, one sec. Hey, there's a girl on the phone for you. And he's like, Dad, don't answer other people's phones.
And then his mom's like, there's a girl on the phone for you, Miki. And oh my God, it's so good. His dad is so aggressive towards her when he picks up the phone.
Also, his dad's voiced by Dio's voice actor. So
oh, that's amazing.
You thought it was going to be the student council president, but it was I, Dio.
Oh, that is great. But he gets the phone and he's like, yeah, now's a fine time. I'm just in the tub. And she's like,
and her maid's like, you are talking to a fully exposed naked person right now.
Man, like this whole sequence, I love the maid because she gets super close for this too. She's like, he's naked right now. I bet you're just imagining that in your head, aren't you? And she's like, shut up.
And then,
she actually writes down on like a notepad, like, keep the conversation going.
And he's like, yeah, there's no need to worry. My phone's waterproof. And she's like, no, there's a lot to worry about. Anyway, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And she hangs up, and he was about to say something. And she's like, wait, what was he about to say? And he sends her a text, and he's like, hey, before you hung up, I was just going to say it's going to rain tomorrow, so dress appropriately.
Yeah, and get good sleep tonight.
And then she's like, wait, I technically won because I got a text. And then the next day, it's actually like basically a monsoon. It's a full-on downpour. And she's like, I have to go. He's waiting for me. And the maid's like, there's no way he's waiting there right now. And then he gets a text saying, like, she's canceling. And he's like, okay. And he's in the middle of it, just like this downpour. And he's like, oh, she's canceling. But at least I got a text from her.
Yeah.
Good thing my phone's waterproof.
Good thing my phone... I love these people. I love the characters so much.
I forgot too. There's one part in there that I really liked where her maid and her are talking, and she's like, "Do you like the president?" And she's like, "Oh no, I don't like him at all. I just think he's an okay guy. I just don't want him to steal my best friend, my precious best friend Chica." And then she gets a text, and she's like, oh, and she opens it up, and it's just Chica, and she just tosses the phone. She's like, and the maid's like, "Yeah, who's that? Was that a text from your precious best friend?"
Yeah.
Like, immediately, like, she doesn't care about it. Like, oh.
It's so good. But our final segment, things are hastily prepared. Because, of course, they are. These dudes always go hard. And turns out there's a shit ton of French transfer students.
No, they're not. It's like a school meetup thing. They're not transferring. So, basically, all the students are there, and everyone's all, like, mingling. And...
Bonjour.
Yeah. Shirogane and Shinomi are both out there, and she's like, do you speak any French, President? And he's like, yeah, actually, I skimmed the handbook.
He, like, introduces himself in French, and he's like, I skimmed the handbook last night. And a French student comes up, and it actually starts conversing with Kaguya in French.
And he's just like, holy shit, she can speak French. And then
she fucking lied.
And then he sees Chica speaking French, and he's like, wait, you can speak French? She's like, yeah, my mom works as an ambassador, so we know a bunch of languages. And then everybody is speaking French but him. Like, him, the student council president, is the only one that can't.
And he's like, oh my god, I can't let people know I don't speak French. All right. What? He's freaking his shit.
Because
right
he's
now.
like, everyone will be like, oh, isn't that the student council president? He's the only one that can't speak French. Maybe he's just dumb.
Yeah, he must be stupid.
And the teacher of the school is just
headmaster.
like, the headmaster's like, all right, I need to test you, Shirogane, to see if you're like truly the man that can run this school. And he sends like the vice president of the French school, and apparently she's known as like the razor tongue because she verbally abuses people.
I fucking love everything about this. Like,
yeah.
Here, to make sure my student council president is ready, let me send another student at him to just berate the shit out of him.
And she walks over to him and starts just insulting the shit out of him in French, and he's just like, oui, 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 oui.
And you can actually, like, I love the way they redrew his eyes for this, because he has the perfect, like, deadpan, I have no idea what's going on face, as she just tries to tear him down.
Yeah, so she's just yelling at him, and the headmaster's like, Shirogane, how do you do it? This is stuff that would make most grown men drop to their knees and cry.
If she had done this to me, I would have vomited and run away screaming. And she, like... It does that anime thing where, like, you punch someone and it doesn't do anything, so you, like, take a step back and steady yourself, like, yeah. I need to go harder.
Because, again, everyone thinks he speaks French. This woman's just like, it's not doing anything to him, and she continues doing that.
She goes harder.
And then Kaguya walks over, and she's like, excuse me. And then she just starts berating her.
In French, just
and apparently
super
it's
rapid fire.
And the narrator's like, what she's saying is so incredibly disgusting and vulgar that we're not even able to show it.
And this causes that girl to run out of the room just crying. And she breaks down and she's like, that high schooler girl's gonna kill me.
Yeah, she's
Japanese
insane.
High schoolers are insane.
And then at the end, Kaguya's all embarrassed because she's like, you probably think I'm like, a filthy degenerate for all those things I just said. And he's like, I don't speak any French.
Nah, I can't speak French. I told you I only skimmed the handbook. But thanks for coming to my aid, bro.
The end.
The end.
Good shit.
Kaguya wins because she had a bro moment.
They both technically won. Or it said they both lost because they showed like something they didn't want the other to see.
Yeah, that's true. Because he doesn't speak Français. Oh, shit. Quintessential quintuplets.
Quintuplets.
5 of them.
Fireworks festival this early.
They're going for the day off episode super early.
So the first part of this episode is Itsuki and Futaro and his little sister, and she comes by to drop off the money, which he originally doesn't want to accept because he's like,
I didn't actually teach you guys anything.
But he decides, all right, whatever, because he wants to take his sister out because, just give her a chance to go to arcade and do normal kid things.
Yeah, they're poor. They don't have that opportunity.
And Itsuki goes with them because the sister asks her to. And she's like, well, I can't say no. She's just too cute. And he's like, yeah, I know. I agree with you.
Yeah, she is. It's true.
And then they go and they take like almost like a family photo together while they're there. And they're kind of going around still, just screwing around more. And then she's like, oh, look, there are 4 other Itsukis here. And they look and they see the rest of them.
Because she's like, oh shit. And she starts to like turn around and walk away. And he's like, something's a little suspicious about that. Turns out they all were going to meet to go to the fireworks festival. And then he forces them to do their homework first.
He's like, wait a second. You guys are out here. He's like, didn't you have homework? And they're like, and he's like, and like the little sister's like, can we please go to the festival? And he's like, fine. But under one condition, he makes them all do their homework.
He forces them to do it. And they actually do it. They do their homework for once.
And then they're at the festival, and it's super crowded.
As festivals tend to be.
And he finds out from Miku the reason Nino and a lot of them are so gung-ho on the festival is that they used to watch it with their mom every year, and now that she's dead, it's kind of like a thing they still do together.
Yeah.
And they all end up getting separated right before the fireworks go off. He actually only ends up with Nino being the only one he finds, the one that likes him the least.
She takes him to the rooftop. They rented a store's rooftop.
And then she realizes, oh shit, I never told any of them the address of this place.
Oops. Please go find them.
Thankfully, it's an entire hour of fireworks.
Yeah, because apparently they have like a Chinese army's worth of fireworks to just light off all night.
And so he runs around to try to go find them. He finds Miku first, but she hurt her foot.
Someone stepped on Miku's foot. I will find that man.
Yeah, we will find that motherfucker.
I will break his fucking kneecaps. No one hurts best girl Miku. Not with those headphones.
We are pissed about this.
I am super pissed.
And so he finds her, and she can't really move. He was going to carry her at first, but then he's like, wait, I got to go find Ichika.
You're too heavy. Sorry.
And then she looks all kind of grumpy about that comment.
Understandably.
Yeah, but he patches up her foot and goes out to look for Ichika, and he finds her with some mysterious mustache man.
Who looks like a total goober.
Yeah, because he at first can't really... She's like, what's your relationship with Ichika? And he's like, and he stays there forever pondering what that actually is.
They actually leave by the time he's like, we're acquaintances.
And then he's there with Miku while he's patching her up, and a group of people come over like, hi, we're just doing a survey. What's your relationship to each other? Oh, we don't even have to ask. It's obvious that you're a couple.
And they're both embarrassed.
And then she's like, no, we're just friends. And then Futaro jumps in and goes, acquaintances. Like a moron.
Like a fucking idiot.
What a dumbass.
Come
on.
Dipshit. You'll wait for the other person to give their response, and then you say the same thing.
And he finds out, after he goes to look for Ichika more, he finds out Yotsuba is with his sister, so they're fine. He can go pick them up whenever.
At the clock tower.
He finds Itsuki at some point, and just...
She's just around.
She's just around. Doesn't really matter. And then he goes and he finds Ichika, and she does the hand against the wall thing.
She does the wall slam.
Yeah.
The patented Shirogane wall slam.
Yeah, he invented it. And she does that, and she's like, I can't see the fireworks with everyone this year. And he's like, what? And it ends off on there.
GG.
I read the manga, so I know what happens. But yeah, GG.
Also, all of the people he found are still alone. He found them and then failed to bring them together.
Also, I think he failed to give them the address either. Like, when he left Miku and Itsuki, he never told them where they were. Or where Nino was.
Because... in his defense, when he found Itsuki, he got pulled off by older sister.
Yeah, that's
technically not.
And just immediately abandoned again.
He was pulled away. That was not his choice. I like the show.
It's fun.
It's fun.
And we get to find out, well, again, the rest of you get to find out what Ichika's doing with Mustache Man.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm eager to see. I hope it's nothing illicit. Much like Domestic Girlfriend.
Very illicit. Very illicit.
Very illicit.
So, the whole first half of this episode, Natsuno and... is it Natsuo or Natsuno?
I think it's Natsuo.
Natsuo and Rui decide to basically stake out and follow Hina to see who she's having an affair with.
They found out she likes to drink at a bar for 4 hours.
A standing bar.
She goes hard.
All alone.
This woman can drink. I think she might have a problem.
Yeah.
Like, I think at this point it is an actual problem.
Yeah, so she just kind of does shit for a couple of days.
Yeah. And
they realize, hey, this so far is kind of a bust. So then one night they decide to steal her phone.
Yep. Their genius plan is they're going to have Rui
impersonate her sister, yeah.
Yeah, call the dude impersonating her sister and break up with him.
But she's too shy to do so because he just realized, oh, right, that's right, she has, like, social anxiety.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. She has terrible social skills.
Yeah.
Whoops. So that doesn't work.
and then they decide to just go back to the bar or the cafe that they hang out at.
Fuck it, we're going to Marie's Cafe.
And they're hanging out there, just kind of venting to the manager and the best friend guy there. And then they both just happen to walk in there.
Because of course they do.
And they're there and immediately it gets super awkward, so they all sit down at a table together to talk.
Because the manager steps in and is like, actually, Natsuo, like, full-on walks up to this dude.
Yeah, he grabs him by the collar.
And this guy has, like, the chillest face I've ever seen on a man for someone who is being physically accosted.
By a teenager.
Yeah. And then the manager is like, there's no fighting in this establishment. Let's get everyone some food, we'll sit y'alls down, and then we'll spectate.
And then after he's like, maybe I'll make a sign and, like, put it out, like, get to watch a real drama unfold.
I was thinking about posting this at the train station. And it doesn't go well. It does not.
Yeah, so they ask him about what his plans are, and he's just like, I want to be with her. It just takes time, which is what every, like, dude in any movie, TV show who is having an affair says, so he doesn't have to actually commit to the affair.
Yeah, it is the most, like, push-off BS excuse I've ever heard, because I've heard it a lot.
And you see Natsuo is about to get real pissed and attack him, and all of a sudden you see, like, a cup of water just get splashed on him, and it was actually Rui, and she got up, got mad, and ran away. And then he ran after her.
Yeah.
And they share a hug with each other.
In a very romantically lit park.
Yeah.
And I think...
Yeah, then...
I think that's it. What happens after that?
Hina has a talk with the guy.
Oh, that's right.
And she basically breaks it off with him, and so I guess the next day it's the anniversary of Natsuo's mom's death, and he's going to go basically offer, like, prayers and incense. And as he's going there, both Hina and Rui show up, and she says, yep, I broke it off with that guy. I realized my family is more important.
And now I'm here to introduce us to your mom.
And they're both like, hello, we are going to be both banging your son.
Yeah, we will both bang your son, ma'am. Have a nice rest.
And we're his sisters.
It's complicated, but you have a nice sleep. And watch over us, please. I like to think she's watching over him right as we speak.
Good shit.
Yeah, I like the drama. It's got some good drama. It's got some good characters.
Torture porn. Magic Girl Spec Ops.
Yeah. If you're friends with a magical girl, bad shit is going to happen to you.
Yeah, so this episode was real Yeah, so last episode, Tomboy Girl got kidnapped.
Yep.
And this episode, she gets tortured a bunch.
Yes, and they're going to film it.
Yeah.
Because, of course, they're terrorists.
And you find out that the government's not going to do anything because they're afraid that they might have, like, a magic-class weapon there, and they're afraid of that being unleashed onto the public.
And the director lady, who I have suspicions of being the leader of the Babel Brigade. Oh, yeah, the bad guys are called the Babel Brigade.
Babel Brigade. Ugh.
Yeah, Babel Brigade.
Yeah, so they're torturing her, and the government's not going to do anything, but they're like, but if a bunch of rogue magic girls were going to act on their own, we have no control over them.
We can't control the magical girls. You're crazy.
And Nick Fury guy is telling Asuka, he's like, yeah, the government can't step in, but if you were to act on your own...
We can call the local PD to cordon off the area of civilians, keep traffic down to a minimum.
And War Nurse shows up, and she's like, I'm going with you, and they decide to go together.
And then after they leave, Nick Fury looks to his maid squad and is like, get yourselves fitted with Class A2 gear. And they're like, yeah, we're going. He's like, I'll fill you in on the way.
And what I love about this show is the fact that it's a magical show, but they get super tactical where they go up to like the door on like a roof and they start like spraying it with acid. They can see there's like a grenade tripwire on the back.
And then
they start doing like CQC in there.
The funny little cat creature peeks through the hole from the acid and bites the tripwire to break it from the grenade trap.
Yeah.
Man.
And they're running down, like, CQCing people, like...
She crushes a dude with her freaking powerful thighs. She has better loins than Loins Boy from Hinomaru Sumo.
He's like, oh no, not the thighs.
Not the if I'm gonna die, I want it to be crushed by those thighs.
If I gotta go, this is the way I want to go. But yeah, they truth serum him to find out where the tomboy girl was taken, and yeah, not to go into too much about the torture, but yeah, basically they burn her. I guess the two dudes who look like Severus Snape that are there, I guess they're Russian mages.
Yeah.
And one of them has like this water elemental that he has forcibly go inside her body and like just, I don't know,
bad shit.
Yeah, fuck around. And then after they bust in, she's chained up, and the crazy scissor girl is threatening to kill her if they make any sudden moves.
So she's like, I guess I'll drop my weapon.
She's like, yep, I'll let her down. What? And she swings her scissors up and cuts off one of her arm, and she's like, oops, my bad, I meant to cut the chain. And so now she lost an arm.
Man, fuck Toga.
Yeah, fuck Toga. So then after she's like, okay, I'm putting my weapon down. She drops her knife, and as War Nurse is about to put down her giant syringe, apparently it has a function where she can like shoot it off like the needle part.
Yeah.
And so it shoots off and impales the Toga chick, and
her canon name is Abigail.
Yeah, it hits Abigail and like sticks her into the wall. She's still alive because it's only like her shoulder, but it's enough to kind of like distract her for a second, and then they smoke bomb, grab Tomboy, and then start running away.
We get to see Rapture pull out a gun and just shoot magic bullets at the Russian dudes for a second.
Yeah, and turns out they have the same magic shield thing that she does.
Yeah.
And then the crazy chick, Abigail, starts losing it and just start like, I'm gonna fucking kill him, I'm gonna fucking kill them all!
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. She loses her GD mind, because of course she does, because she's that character.
Yeah, and as they get outside, Asuka tells War Nurse to go on ahead and that she'll buy time. And as they all jump out, the bad guys show up, and then she has to basically fight 3-on-1, but Abigail decides, nah, you two can handle Rapture. I'm going to go after War Nurse all by myself.
I actually really like the mercenary dudes, because they're like, yeah, we do it because we get paid.
He's like, we have to justify our wages.
We need to justify our wage. Like, that is... Man, even the Russian dudes fulfill the cool mercenary stereotype. And one dude, the dude who...
One dude's got an axe that's basically strong enough to go toe-to-toe with Asuka's knife.
Yeah, it feels like a mythic level axe, where it's like, this is some dumb bullshit from like a fairy tale.
And the other dude's got water magic, so she basically has to fight these two dudes by herself while the other one is hunting down War Nurse.
Can she do it? Will M Squad come in time and save the day?
I hope that War Nurse can heal missing limbs.
I hope she can at least keep her from bleeding out.
I hope again, I don't want this girl to die. That's too dark.
I do not.
That's too dark.
Yeah, I also agree that is too dark.
There's a line where once you cross that, it just becomes misery porn.
I guess after this point, everyone also has PTSD as well, because we started with Rapture or Asuka having PTSD, and then Glass's friend got PTSD, and I'm pretty damn sure that if Athletic Friend survives, she's gonna have PTSD.
Yeah, PTSD the show.
Yep, everything is bad for everybody, but boy golly, do I love how dumb this shit is.
More dumb shit.
Girly Air Force.
So they did the Darling in the Franxx thing this week where they, like, flew together, and that makes them stronger.
Yeah, but with less butt sex.
Yeah. So in this episode, he finds out that they're gonna scrap Grippin.
This doesn't sit well with him for some reason.
So he sneaks onto the base, and he goes there, and she gets a call that they might need her help.
First, he's like, "Hey, you're not a Zai to me. You're Grippin." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot that they still hadn't resolved that from the previous episode."
Yeah. Oh, and at the beginning we meet Eagle.
Oh yeah, she is a bubbly
American
F-15 Eagle.
Yeah, and she's super clingy and touchy, and the childhood best friend who exists just to be ignored.
Yeah.
Like, her existence in this show is just for him to run away from her anytime the planes need something.
Yeah, it makes me a little bummed for her. But she is not happy at the sudden appearance of this buxom blonde.
Yeah, because she's like, another rival.
Not okay. And also, Eagle calls Science Man Daddy.
Yep.
Which is weird.
I mean, look at Science Man. Dude's daddy material.
I mean,
No.
I do.
He is uncle material at best.
Yeah, because I do love him, but not in that capacity. Just because, like...
He's a straight shooter, and I like him for that.
He's a straight shooter, and he always seems to be, like, 2 steps ahead of the main character.
Which is good, because he's a scientist for the military, and this dude is a teenager. So if he wasn't, I'd be like, maybe you need someone else at that job.
Because Grippin and Kay both show up to the Army Air Base Super Command Room, and Science Man's like, "Oh, you snuck onto the base to see her because you heard she was going to be scrapped?" And he was like, "What the fuck? How did you know that?"
Like, that was expected.
It was literally the obvious solution to this.
And he's like, "I'm actually going to give you guys..." He's like, "So we need help in the air. If you go, though, Grippin, you're probably going to die." And he's like, "You're going to send her on a suicide mission?" He's like, "No, not exactly. I'm giving you guys another option. You can just leave now. Just go."
Just go. The base and the town will probably be destroyed, but you can just go.
Yeah, just run away. And then after, she decides she wants to fight because she has good memories in this town.
And she feels that her purpose is to defend humans. To defend them.
He decides, the main character, Kay, he's like, "No, I'm going to go with her."
And everyone is like, "Excuse me? That is a dumbass decision?"
And the Science Man is like, "That's quite a gamble, and I like it. We're going to do it.
We're going to do it. Fuck it. Science. We're going to do some science today, kids."
Yeah, so they put him in a suit, and they're like, "Hey, this can help you handle, like, I think it's like 4 Gs."
Not even.
Like 2?
Yeah,
And I guess the planes that they have go at like 10 Gs.
The oil jockey dude is like, "This flight suit will reduce the pressure by about 2 Gs, but these girls have been known to hit like 10, so you're probably still gonna be in a shitty place." And he is.
Yeah.
He is.
When they get in there originally, though, she's having trouble, so he actually flies, and he himself takes out a Z.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, I actually like this scene, because I'm like, I never expected him to actually do anything besides be support.
Me neither, and I'm glad he could.
He took out a Z. He completed his revenge.
He did something real stupid. He did some real dumb maneuver, but it worked, and he took it out.
And then she starts flying it, and then the insert song starts playing, and she starts going real hard, and they have like sort of like this super ship thing that the Z are flying out of, like a capital ship, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then she starts blowing that up, and then he starts losing consciousness.
Because of course he does. He is a human being being hit with 8 Gs of force.
And as he's losing consciousness, he's almost in this like other... He almost, it's like their brains sink, and they're in this space where, you know, they're like doing that thing where their spirits are holding hands. We're like, we're doing this together, and the song's playing, and then big explosion, and they did it.
Yeah, and then he passes out still. Again? I don't know.
Now, I know you pass out from that. Can you die from that?
Yes.
Okay.
It could... There's a lot of things that could happen. It could fuck up the blood circulation to your brain. It could squish your organs. G's are not something that you want to play around with. I think I'll look it up later. But I think like the average G's is something around like 5 or 6 for an air flight. So to double that is kind of crazy.
Also, to have only a suit that can handle 2.
Yeah, they need to get some better suit technology on this kid because he's going to die.
Yeah, bring him at least up to a 5.
If we can bring him up to a 5, we'll be
I feel like it's
better.
worth the research if these planes are so important and you only have 3 of them, it looks like.
Yeah.
To keep one going, I think you can give this kid, like, you can develop a special suit for him.
Just develop a better suit. And you know what? While you're at it, you can make that suit for other pilots, too. Fuck it. Who cares?
Then everyone can fly the planes.
Yeah, we can have everyone be in these crazy planes that can go at, like, 90-degree turns.
No. Because it has to be cute girls.
We'll have so many cute girls flying at 90-degree angles. It'll be great. I like this. I like this episode because I like aerial combat.
It was a good episode. Somehow I feel like we maybe peaked. I don't feel like the show's gonna go up from here.
I hope not. But
I do feel like a slight like, hey, this was a really good episode. I think that's the last time I'm gonna say this about Girly Air Force.
Yeah.
I have a fear that the rest of it's just gonna kind of mellow out.
It wouldn't surprise me if it could like stay at this level or like maybe a notch below during the slow moments. Like still keep it nice and fun to watch. I hope so. But man, Fox 2, Splash 2, let's go. Straight into more war.
The Price of Smiles.
It's an assault on another camp.
So now we're blue team this week. Last week we were red team.
Now we're blue team because we can't get too attached to any one of the teams. It has to be...
we keep switching teams.
It's got to be equal so that when people die on both sides eventually, we'll still be sad.
All right, Stella's less creepy to me this week.
It feels like they revealed in this episode, like, hey, it's not like a sociopathic, I kind of enjoy all of this smile.
Yeah, it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah, it is a fake, this is fine.
This is my everything is okay face.
Even though everything is not okay.
And I'm glad to see some people at least warmed up to the commander, like Lily.
Yeah, I like Lily. Even though she was injured in this episode, but it wasn't her fault.
Yeah, basically this episode, they're having trouble breaking through the line to get to the capital, and because naturally the kingdom has better technology, so they have better long range, so they can't push forward directly through them. So their plan, the blue team. Yeah, blue team figures out that there is a way they can sneak around and get behind red team's base, and if they do that and they push through there, they should be able to at least cause enough of a diversion for the front line to break through. They make a couple tactical decisions that I take issue with. First of all, they assume, like, all right, since they're busy shelling us, they should have very little to no defense in the back, so it should be fine. That is not something you want to assume. That could lead to a terrible decision, and a lot of people do get injured because of that poor decision. Yeah. Anyway, they decide to have 3 teams go. The team that we care about, the main characters, and then 2 other ones that are just full of B-listers that no one cares about. People that the A-listers claim to have known at one point. Like, hey, we were once in the same squad. You're looking pretty good these days. I'll try not to die in this episode. I'm going to go on and, like, do some cool stuff. We'll probably, like, get a beer or something after, you know? Because I'm not going to die. Nah, I'm going to go home to my family and my 6 children who all rely on the payments that I send from my military checks. No, it's not that, but, like, no. They meet some dudes that they know, and they're going to be on the same mission with each other. And they're just kind of like, oh, hey, cool, let's go. And they're sneaking around, and they have to go through the forest to get to this bridge. And as they're approaching the end of the river, they see that there's a sentry post. Someone's sapping my sentry. And they are going to go and get rid of it. and as they do that, they have Lily get out of her mech so she can shoot the stragglers, and the dude, I'm just going to call him main dude of the squad, he's just going to, like, just shoot it with his mech's rifle.
Brown-haired man is going to blow it up, and the dudes that run out are going to get sniped super hard by Lily with her pistol.
And they do. They succeed at doing this. But then as he's moving his mech, the dude accidentally triggers a bunch of mines or traps that were there, which causes a bunch of explosions.
Because of course he fucking does.
Yeah. And Lily, actually getting pretty lucky, only hurts her leg, considering these were explosions meant to destroy mechs.
And it's not even broken. And everyone was like, wow, you got super lucky that his mech absorbed most of the damage. And I was like, but his mech still looks kind of fine?
Yeah.
Like, Lily looks worse than his mech.
And so the commander dude decides to send the rest of them ahead, and he's going to stay with her and patch her up. And
Don't worry, I'll get you patched up, kid.
And he basically has a talk with her about how he's like... She basically tells the story about Stella and how she saved her when they were rookies, and she looks up to her for that.
There was a coup d'etat.
Yeah.
And it was so brutal, they ran out of bullets, so it's just mechs punching each other.
Just literally just decking each other. And Stella kind of went by and saved her, and he asked her, he's like, I can't get a read on that girl. Have you ever seen her give a genuine smile instead of that fake one she always gives? And she's about to answer him, but she doesn't get the chance to. And then he's like, all right, if you feel fine, you can come and fight with us. If not, then just wait for like the med pickup.
Yeah, wait for support trucks.
And she decides to go with them, and turns out that the kingdom was lying in wait in the forest, and they're now in a big firefight in the woods.
Turns out the kingdom is not so tactically incompetent that they decided to leave their long-range artillery fully just vulnerable to an attack from behind. They decided we should put some dudes back there.
And they do. And then a couple of people start getting fucked up, like dude who was like, hey, I know you guys.
Yeah, he
one
gets
of them
messed
dies,
up.
and then there's another one that's like, no, they got so-and-so.
They got Spy.
And turns out one of the mechs that's there is different than the other ones they have to fight. This one has a tower shield and like a gun lance sword thing.
There are mechs.
This one's more like special.
It's super special, and I think that mech is actually one of the main characters from Red Team.
Yeah, it's probably like one of the twins.
I think so. And I think it's girl twin.
Yeah, and that one was like fucking them up, because that one actually escapes at the end. But anyway, that one's about to kill Stella when Lily comes by and does the same thing that Stella did to save her when they were younger, and she tackles it off.
And then it fucks her up super hard.
Yeah.
Because she like bum rushes it, and then it just shreds the shit out of her.
But she's okay, and Commander Dude and the others apply enough pressure on it that it has to leave.
They actually shoot one of its arms off, and then it retreats.
And then they're just like, let it go. It can basically glide through the air.
Yeah,
so.
Fuck it, it's fine. As long as we're not all dead, we're Gucci.
And then they basically tell Lily, hey, good job, but you should really stay now for the support truck this time.
Yeah, sit here and try not to die?
And then she's like, okay, and then they leave her, and they go on with the assault, and then she thinks back to that day that Stella saved her, and Stella opens up the cockpit on her mech, and she gives her a thumbs up in there, and Stella actually gives her a genuine smile. We see a real nod, creepy fake smile.
Yeah.
And we're like, she can do that.
And basically, we learn also that Stella and Lily have been part of the unit
since the beginning.
Yeah. They were BFFs from the beginning.
And it looks like, next week the episode's name is The Crossroads of Fate.
Yeah,
which means that's usually when stuff happens. Things happen at Crossroads, usually.
Things are going to happen. You got two trigger words. You got Crossroads and you got Fate. Those are two trigger words.
We're probably going to have, because we got to have Yuki and Stella meet at some point.
Yeah.
And then they got to decide, war is bad.
I mean, I think at least one of them is already on that train.
Yeah. Because the last time we saw Yuki, she's like, "Can we save those people? Okay, let's try that." Oh, nope, everybody died.
Everyone dies. Let's never do that again. I'm sorry.
But yeah.
I like shows.
I like anime.
I like anime.
I like anime.
Wrong. I like anime.
I like animes.
I like Aunt May.
I
got a frog in my throat for that one. That made that extra fun.
Yeah.
So, if you like listening to our podcast, as always, I will say, subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, I promise we'll be more high energy next time.
Yeah, it's a low energy week because I'm tired and I watched everything today.
Yeah, he mentally exhausted himself. This man is a husk.
Normally, I watch everything on Friday and I wait for like 1 or 2 things today. Not this week. I was busy.
I space everything out. Although this is a weird season, whereas last season everything was kind of spaced out. I feel like everything airs Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, a lot of shit comes out at the end of the week.
Like, it's like, I think the only one on Wednesday is Shield Hero. Everything else is Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday's Kaguya.
Yeah.
That's it. So yeah, Friday's a busy day.
Friday is a busy day. We also have a Twitter page.
At Protagonist. See, I post occasionally on the Twitter page just shit from recent episodes. Maybe I'll retweet something I like. Just come stop by. It'd be nice.
Come say hi. We like it when people say hi.
And we also like it when people subscribe to the channel.
Yes, because that gives you the updates. It's like, hey, you like this thing? Here's the next episode. Just have it. It's just there when we upload it, or when Alex uploads it, because I don't upload shit.
Yeah, I do the uploading.
I just watch the anime and show up to his house.
That's all he does.
That is all I do.
Sometimes he doesn't even know he's being recorded.
Sometimes I don't, and then I'm like, "What's this strange thing?"
I have to hold the microphone there. I'm like, "Yeah." So, what were your thoughts on that episode?
Can you lean forward just a little bit? Speak a little bit more clearly. Yeah, that's our stuff that you can find us at. Have a nice day. Have a nice day.
Yeah, take care of yourselves.
Try not to get trapped on a farm of human trafficking.
Yeah. Try not to fuck your sister. Have a good one.